Tired of not seeing results? Me too. Hello, friend. We can go through seasons of no visible progress when we're doing what we think God's calling us to do. Today, we're going to look at Galatians 6:9, and more importantly, look at how we're going to live out Galatians 6:9. Here's what it says. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. How do we do this? And what is this saying? Let's dig in there a little bit. At the proper time. The proper time is not up to you or me. It'd be cool if it was, but it's not. The proper time is when God ordains it. The second part of that, we will reap a harvest. This is hard for us as humans. We want to control the time and what the harvest looks like, but it's not reality. See, God's truth is better than what we want. See, you don't know what you want. I don't know what I want. Like, really? Like, we think we want these things. We think sometimes this thing will complete us. But God knows you better than you know yourself. And the harvest that you and I are promised is sometimes growing spiritually. It's sometimes the harvest and the proper time is when we die. But there's 4 things that we need to do that will make it so we do not grow weary in doing good. And number 1 is to move in God's power. Not your might, not your strength, not your abilities. This is something that we need to be reminded of often. Because when I see something in my life I don't like, I want to bootstrap it and get it done. Like those personality things I don't like about myself, I try to drill out, disappear them, make them go away. Or I want God's timing to happen faster, and so I will work harder on it. This is a fool's errand, and it's us walking in our flesh, not God's power. And I think it's easy to see when we get this way because we fail and are worn out. So remind yourself, it's God's power, not yours. See, if you're growing weary, you're most likely operating in your own power, not in God's. Number 2, we need rhythms. God didn't design us to be human doings. We're human beings. And there needs to be this rhythm of work and rest. Work and rest. He gave us Sabbath, that we take one day where we take a break from both paid and unpaid work to worship God. He gave us sleep. Even though some of us try to avoid these things, there is a natural rhythm of work and rest. And when we avoid those rhythms, we grow weary. You are not meant to work all the time. You need points of rest. Number 3, we're called to carry and share our burdens. See, the Bible instructs us to carry each other's burdens. I don't know which one you are, whether you struggle more to carry other burdens of others, of your brothers and sisters in Christ, or maybe you struggle to share your burdens and actually share what you need help with. But we're called to help each other in this connected, beautiful way. It's part of the reason the church exists, is for us to carry each other's burdens. So are you trying to do everything on your own? Are you trying to do this Western culture thing that we love, that I'm independent? You are not independent. You're called to be interdependent. Reliant on God's power and reliant on your brothers and sisters in Christ. And this goes against our very fleshly nature, where we want it on our own and in our own way. Do that and you will grow weary in doing good. Number 4. It's a simple equation. Thoughts equal feelings equals action. And it kind of moves that way, doesn't it? We have thoughts in our brains. We form feelings on those thoughts, and then they inform our actions. And Oftentimes, this is why we lay on the floor and die, because we're just miserable. Or have you ever had a day where you just sat there in sweats all day and shoved food in your mouth and watched Netflix all day? I mean, I would never. Sarcasm, highly intended. See, we fall victim into this, thoughts to feelings to actions. But for all of you math nerds out there, you know that you can reverse that, right? Equations can go the other way. If you add on one side, you take it away on the other. If you just do the actions, regardless of how you feel, regardless of how you think, eventually actions lead to feelings. And they lead to thoughts that are good. It's one of the reasons I run in the evenings specifically, is because in the evenings I struggle a little more with my thoughts. They run rampant. I start looking at what I've done and it's not enough. I don't see enough results, and I can do this little spiral downward. But instead, I go for a run whether I feel like it or not. And when I'm running, my feelings and thoughts start to change. And I always come back going, life's a little brighter again. See, honor your thoughts, honor your feelings, but do the actions anyway. And it will lead to you into this hopeful, faithful spot, not in this weariness. The most disheartening thing that we face is called time. And it's easy to get discouraged when a large amount of time passes in the doing good before the harvest. But while you wait for the harvest, love God and love others. Have a great day, and God bless you in your journey.